Hi guys, I just want to share with you, this is my watercolour onto my eco dyed pages that I've been doing. I felt as if they needed just that little bit something, and I wanted to work with the images that were already there. So this is just my first beginnings, mostly sticking with just 4 colours. So you can see on this page I've left that still left to be painted. I wanted to share the process, and it is exceedingly simple in my personal opinion. And so I am just going to share what we've got here and go straight forward to doing a little bit in front of you whilst we're all together. I've got a little travel pot of watercolours, the Winsor & Newton. And it literally is just a little selection. I think I've got a lime green, I've got an aquamarine, some really weird colours, but they have got a mixing tray, and that's what I've been doing. I've got my little yoghurt pot washed out and ready to go. So the first thing I would suggest, I just had a quick play, and I've done this a little bit brighter than I have in the other books. And it's a matter of, this is on mixed media paper, so it will take watercolour, it will take acrylic. And so I also discovered whilst playing around, these are eucalyptus leaves that you see in front of you, and for some reason the eucalyptus has got a bit of a resist going on. So whereas on the passion fruit and the rose it was very easy to just flood the colour across the paper, it didn't seem to have any resist properties at all to the watercolour. So you may find, depending on what you've actually used, may actually have a contributing fact to your watercolour. Anyway, let's get started. So I'm dipping my brush back into the water. I am literally just going to try some of this lime green. We're going to take advantage of the leaf that we can actually see. I haven't got a eucalyptus leaf to hand. I'm not majorly concerned that it actually has to be like the original leaf. We're just going to take advantage of all the ways that the colour has seeped across, giving us lots of shadowing instinctively already. I'm still going backwards and forwards just with my little watercolour. I have to say this is an exceedingly fine brush, and I'm just going to build up, and I can see now I'm just getting a bit of a reaction from the eucalyptus. It's just not complete, it's sitting on top of the paper. But that's not a problem, because we're just going to apply more water, and then we can just float it even further across. My suggestion is, some people have been concerned about ruining their work. Well, you can keep working on this. You will basically, if you start light, you can paint this with acrylic, I'm sure, afterwards if you're not happy with the results. But unless you have a go, just keeping your page as an eco page is wonderful, and I'm sure you guys can think of other alternative ways. But why not have a little bit of an experiment and see what you can come up with? I must admit, I was absolutely quite chuffed with the way this came together. Now you can see I've gone in with a yellow here, but on top of the yellow I've been a really quite naughty girl. But that's because I'm not somebody that paints for a living or is an artist. I do just use some of the colours as a bit of a mixing palette, whereas behind here is a mixing palette. So if you want to keep your colours pure, please use your mixing palette, not as I'm doing here. I've already got a bit of that green has gone on top of that yellow, and you'll see there's some aquamarine. You can apply a little bit of brown. I'll attempt to try and do what I've suggested. So here is the palette. I'll put a bit of that yellowy green on top, washing out my brush to the best of my ability. I'm just going to put the lightest strokes into this brown, and then I am actually going to mix. Unfortunately, we don't need a lot of colour because we just want a more of a mottled effect. I don't think that that is too much of a difference from the one that was already there, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of the brown. I bet you can see the impact and the change of colour now. Okay, you may not like that, so go back into your water and then just literally flood it across your paper. Now, if I was an artist, I'd probably know a few more terms. I don't. But I do know that I'm enjoying the process. And as you can see, so we've got yellows and browns, aquamarines, greens, more blacks, more different colours throughout. I'm going to go in for this dried paint at the top and see if we can run it along this stem. There we go. And can you see that? And it will take time, there's no two ways about it. It doesn't happen instantly, unless of course you want to just do your entire leaf in one block colour. That's, I'm sure, perfectly fine. I don't think you will get quite the same effect. The more variations in colour, because nature is just not one colour. And also bearing in mind that the light reflects, bounces off other items within the room or the outside, and so you could even attempt to put in some of the reds, some of the blues, purples, oranges. It can all be worked in here in some way. Not every leaf is perfect. You may find that it's been eaten by an insect, or it's got a little bit mottled over a period of time, and so you can work so many different colours in. Like this particular eucalyptus leaf is now beginning to look as if it's been neglected. It's either been overwatered or is beginning to dry up and it's past its best, because there's a lot of like mustard yellow going on here, but it's still got its natural greens. And I just keep going back in and just working this in. Water, nothing more. I'm going to float that across, and the eco dyed paper just takes to this so well. So this is just but a short idea how I've achieved like the passion fruit, and I've just worked yellow, just let the water and the paper be soaked up, then gone in and put some of the harsher lines in, but there's no line drawing there at all. That was the imprint of the passion fruit, which I have just carefully followed. These eucalyptus, I think you can see quite clearly where we're going. This is a stemmed thistle. That might be slightly difficult for you to grasp, so I just got this thistle here, and I will use this as a reference for colour. But anyway guys, if you want to see a bit more, by all means please leave me a comment, but I do hope that is helpful and gets you started on doing a bit of watercolouring on your eco dyed papers. Thank you ever so much guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.